How did you deal with feeling like no guys like you because you're black? Well, I didn't know they didn't like me because I'm black, but that's alright, because I like my damn self.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I am back with another video, and this is the Q&A that I was talking about in my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. First of all, thank you to everyone who entered that giveaway. The winner was announced on Snapchat and Twitter, and their name will be linked in the description box down below. She has already claimed the prize, but don't worry, I'm already working on the next giveaway. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to make it for reaching 10,000 or reaching 15,000, but that'll come. So yeah, I'm just going to go through and answer all the questions that you guys asked me, so stay tuned. Kamari James said, what made you want to become a YouTuber? I think it's great you are one because you represent those beautiful dark-skinned girls who can't find someone who looks like them. Aww. Why I became a YouTuber is a very long story, but to sum it up, I became a YouTuber because I was in a dark place, I guess you could say. I just had like a couple years, like 3 years of my life where I just felt like what else could God possibly throw at me at this point? My sister passed away when I was a senior in high school. Financial aid fucked me over my first year of college, so I was working 3 jobs, and then the worst thing was November of 2014. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and at that point I was just like what else could possibly be thrown at me? And I found that out like right before finals, so I had to make it through finals knowing that. And then after finals I went home for winter break, and all I had was my family to talk to. My friends pretty much live like in the city, so I couldn't really talk to my family because, you know, they're trying to deal with what's going on themselves. And at the time, one thing I really liked was makeup, so I just threw myself into a hobby. I actually started a blog. I started out blogging first, and I talked about makeup like I do here on YouTube. But then I was like, you know, I told you guys, like, I'm more on the creative side. Like, I'd rather draw something than talk about what I drew, you know. So I didn't really dislike writing up my blog post, but I figured like YouTube is the same thing but just in a video format, and it allows me to be more creative. That makes sense. Finesse Princess says, what is your advice for a beginner YouTuber, and also what are some things beginners should avoid? I got that question a lot. I will be doing my 1 year on YouTube anniversary type video, which is actually next Wednesday. Yeah, I think it's exactly next Wednesday. So I'll be posting a video on tips on how to start your YouTube channel, how to grow your YouTube channel. Not that I have all the answers, but I'll let you know what I do know so far, and things that you should avoid, because there's a lot that you should avoid. Britt Neal said, what is your subscriber goal for the end of the year? Well, my subscriber goal for the end of the year was 10,000. As you take a look down, and as you can see, I already reached that goal. So I was like, all right, I guess my goal is 15,000. Once again, take a look down, and I've already reached that goal. So I'm gonna say, I guess, that my goal for the end of the year is 20,000. Let's just go with 20,000. Helena Mielo. First of all, if I say your name wrong, just know, like, I'm not in any way trying to be cute. My apologies for messing it up. As we all know, I don't have the easiest of names to pronounce. By the way, my name is Shanine. I'll put the little dictionary helping pronunciation whatever down here. My name is Shanine. I got that question a lot, and I'm 22. Also, before I answer or get to her question, I got a lot of questions that I either did a video on, or it would have been better for me to do a video. So in the description box down below, I'll have videos linked that I think already answered a lot of your questions, like picking foundations, about my hair, how I straighten my hair, getting to know me, which tells you basic things like my sign and stuff like that. So that will all be linked in the description box down below. Now to her actual question. But yeah, by the way, so if I say your name wrong, my bad. What do you think the biggest problem that black/dark-skinned girls face in the beauty industry? I would think the biggest problem is that a lot of the time people forget that we exist. You know, like we have money, you know, we want to look cute too. You know, companies just don't make products for us. It's funny, I was on Sephora's website, and there was this brand which shall remain nameless. and they had a new foundation out, and I test foundations here on my channel. I was like, oh, let me see what that foundation is all about. Y'all, I went to go look at the color selection of that foundation. When I say the darkest shade, which I believe the name was like Rich or Rich Deep, was like Karuchi shade, and I was like, y'all coming out with more colors, right? Like y'all ain't serious. Rich, where? So yeah, I think that is the biggest issue, that they don't acknowledge that we exist. But it's all right, because we're evolving. We're making our own brands and our own products for ourselves. And there are brands out there that acknowledge that we come in more than 4 shades. So they are out there. Haya G said, if you have the chance, with which brand would you like to feature or collaborate with? Anastasia Beverly Hills. Hands down. If you haven't noticed by all of the videos that I have done on my channel regarding her products, her brow products, eyeshadow palettes, foundations, all of that good stuff, I am obsessed with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love what her company stands for. They're one of those companies that I was talking about that does acknowledge that everyone comes in different shades, especially for darker skin tones, but also paler skin tones, because they do have that struggle too, where the lightest foundation is still too dark for them, and they are one of those companies that does try at least to include everyone. And I love that their prices are like right in between high-end and drugstore. She released that foundation that was $25. Most high-end foundations are somewhere around $40, and then drugstore is somewhere around like $8, $9, which that is creeping up on us. But yeah, so if I could be just featured on her Instagram page or collaborate on some type of product, that would be life-giving. Care Bear said, have you ever been told you look cute for a dark-skinned girl? I know I have. I know I have. I'm like, are dark-skinned girls ugly? And I'm an exception. Yes. My skin tone didn't actually become like a factor, I guess, until my senior year of high school, where a guy was like, you are pretty for a, do you say black girl or dark skinned girl? Either way. And the second he said it, I was just like, you thought that was a compliment, telling me that I'm pretty for something that's usually deemed ugly. And you thought that, like my mama ain't black, like my friends aren't black, like you ain't just dissed them. You thought that was cute. All right. So yes, I have been told that before. Actually, what I get more though is, are you mixed? And that annoys me just as much as you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, because I insinuate when you tell me, are you mixed, that you find me pretty, but you can obviously tell that I'm black. So it can't be the black in me that's pretty. It has to be like whatever it is I'm mixed with that society has deemed the norm or pretty that makes me pretty. It has to be the white in me that makes me pretty, or the Hispanic in me that makes me pretty. It can't be the black. It can't be the black in me that makes me pretty. And you said that you've been told that yourself. You're right. You're right in the sense that of the way that you're thinking, that yes, they pretty much just insulted your people and pretty much you on saying that you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. You're pretty just because you're pretty. Okay? Drea B says, have you always been confident in regards to your skin tone? By the way, it's everything. Thanks, boo. Yeah. I mean, I was low-key baffled at how many people in the questions that you guys were asking for this Q&A were like, oh, have you ever been bullied for your dark skin? I've been told that my skin is ugly. How do you deal with it? Blah, blah, blah. And I mean, you don't really realize how prevalent something is until it's like really there in your face. And that was my wake-up call. Like, obviously, I know it's an issue with darker skin tone females, but that was just sad to me. I mean, not sad as in like you're a sad person, but like just sad that there are so many women out there who do feel that way about themselves. Because when I say like, you can't tell me shit about my skin tone, oh, you're dark, okay, and I'm still cute though, and you still mad, you know what I'm saying? So I've never had an issue loving my own skin tone, and I think that plays a role in just being a strong person in general, and also from an upbringing where the people around me were, positive about it. There are some people out there like they will get treated differently by family members because of their skin tone, especially if you happen to have a sibling who's a lighter skin tone, which that is the case where my sister's a tad bit lighter than me. But there was never that issue of like, you know, favoritism for one skin tone over the other. It's always been like, you're just pretty, you know. It's not like you're pretty for a dark skinned girl, oh you're not pretty because you're dark skinned. So I feel like that has also helped in me always just loving my skin. Sasha M says, what beauty guru on YouTube do you aspire to be success wise? Well, I wouldn't really say like aspire to be, because I just want to see, like, I'm on this journey of YouTube to see where it takes me for myself. You know, I'm not trying to reach things that other people have, or, you know, to do the same things that other people have done. I just want to see what this ride is like for me. But I would say like a YouTuber who I admire, and I admire their success, would be Michelle Phan. Like, and I'm not even subscribed to her. Like, that's how you know when you are out there just doing the thing. When people who aren't subscribed to you, who aren't, I guess you could say, really like your supporters, like you're in your subscriber base, know who you are and they admire you. She's got her channel, and God, how many subscribers does she have now? Way over 1 million, I know that much. She's got her own business, the Ipsy Studios, it's Generation Beauty, right? Generation Beauty, all that good stuff. And I believe I've heard her story before where she starts out by saying, like, I started with nothing, and that's where she is now. So I am very impressed. Congratulations to her. Keep doing you. Nieka Supra. My bad. That one was really bad. My bad. You know who you are. You asked the question. Said, if you could collab with any other YouTuber, who would it be? On a Storytime, I would love to collaborate with Justin Marcus. If you watched my Get to Know Me tag, I love him. It might be the fact that we're both New Yorkers, so we relate on the same things, especially when we're talking about things in the city. He's a male YouTuber who talks about story times and male fashion and beauty. Love him to death. On a beauty video, I would love to collaborate with Jackie Jackie, y'all know who I'm talking about. She is just, she's another YouTuber who I admire, not aspire to be, but I admire to be. She has definitely made her way for black YouTubers and just black women in the beauty industry in general, so love her. Oh, they also have a second part. Also, who are some of your favorite YouTubers that are not beauty gurus? Alonzo Lirion, I believe his last name is. He is a YouTuber that does the dumbest fails on the internet, so he finds like grammatically incorrect social media posts, or dumb social media posts, or any like trending topic social media posts, and just makes fun of them. Love him. And Socialite Sandy, Jesus Christ. Now it's got to be the fact that we're both Haitian, and the fact that she's crazy. She is a lifestyle YouTuber, I believe is how she categorizes herself. And she is just crazy. Like, if you are looking for that YouTuber who is not cookie cutter, does not care about what she says, lets it all out, is real as it can get, then that is her. She does do beauty reviews, and she is a darker skin tone, so if you're looking for more darker skin tone YouTubers, then that is one. I love her. I could watch her videos repeatedly forever. Adora Bella says, do you ever get hateful comments, and what was the worst one? Yeah, I get hateful comments. I guess can I say worst one? On my racist story time, the racist who called me the N-word, I was expecting that I would get a racist in the comments, and there was a guy who just commented nigger like over and over again in the comments. Like, he literally wrote like nigger, and you know he was mad because he added that ER. It was like nigger and then send, nigger, send, at least like 5 times. And usually I don't delete comments, but I already had a race war going on in the comment section of my Kylie video, so I was like, you know what, let's just delete this here before anyone sees it in the comments and they start going in, because I was like, I don't need this chaos in all the comments of my video. So that is one or a few comments that I have deleted from my channel. And then I guess I guess this would be like, I guess the worst comment I've gotten based on my beauty channel aspect of my channel is that this girl was like, wow, I feel so sorry for you. You have too much mouth. And actually, you're really not that attractive. And I'm like, is you mad or not that you had to resort to picking on my physical looks? Mind you, like the username was something like I should be doing homework. And I was just like, stop, pause. No. The fact that you thought that that was a cute username already tells me that you must be under the age of like 10. So I'll be damned if someone who still wets the bed hurts my feelings. And that is really just how I deal with the hate comments that I get. Like, I see you guys, you know, sticking up for me in the comments, and just know, like, I really do appreciate that. Like, we fam, you know what I mean? But you don't have to do that. Like, I see the same comments that you guys see, and I choose not to acknowledge them because I feel like internet trolls are like stray cats. You feed a stray cat once and it keeps coming back. So if you give an internet troll what it's looking for, which is attention, it'll be back on all of your videos. You post a video and not even 2 seconds later, you already have 3 dislikes, and you're like, how? Like, you didn't get past the intro. Like, how do you already dislike this video? So that is how I deal with them. I don't. Honestly. Truly. I'm not pressed. Serja Poisty? My bad, girl. What is your motto? I actually heard this a couple years ago, and I low-key don't even really understand it, but it just always stuck with me. So my life motto would be, when life gives you lemons, you squeeze them shits in life's eyes and steal his wallet. That's my motto. Saxon Thompson says, what is your favorite thing to do when it's snowing? Stay inside. Melanin Infused says, growing up, how were you able to face adversity and discrimination against your skin color? How were you able to fully accept yourself in a society that doesn't care to appreciate us and our features, but rather strip us of our culture and pass it off as theirs? Ooh. So the first part, growing up, how were you able to face adversity and discrimination against your skin color? I think my racist customer story time shows that at a younger age, I was much quicker to be violent when it comes to dealing with a racist. As I'm older now, like, I think people like got confused with what I meant at the end of that video. When I said like I wouldn't have responded that way now, best believe I would have told Bertha and Shirley about themselves the same way that I did in that video. What I meant is I just wouldn't be so quick to want to get violent with them, because first of all, you're not worth me having a criminal record, and second of all, like, I think we've noticed nowadays that they don't really play fair nowadays. You know, like, what goes from like, you've assaulted me, or you're verbally assaulting me, or I went to go buy some Arizona iced tea and you come and follow me home, I end up dead, but yet you're the one who feared for their lives. You know, they don't really fight fair. So I'm not trying to get into any type of situation where it can turn around and now I'm the problem and not the victim there. But I would still definitely be verbally assertive, like, you're not going to try me. And as far as the, you know, people taking your culture and passing it off as theirs and not giving you credit for it, it's frustrating. It is very frustrating. But I think, like, we're doing a good job of making it, like we're not gonna take it, you know what I mean? Like, we will not support you. Like, for people or companies who they advertise to black people, but they don't support it, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be the first to say, oh, you know, your peaceful protests is wrong, but I still want you to buy my stuff. Like, we're very quick now to say, no, we will not. No, you will not get my coins. Like I said, we're coming out with our own businesses. And I think people also need to realize, like, we're not the only culture that does that. You know, like, I didn't know that sugar skulls are considered offensive to Mexicans that celebrate, like, the Day of the Dead. I did not know that until I started watching tutorials on YouTube of people who were not of that culture doing it, and people saying, like, I'm offended by that. And I saw a post on a girl who did a tutorial of a Native American, and obviously people were upset about that. And what I've noticed is across the board, with whether it's black culture that's offended, whether it's a Hispanic culture, Native Americans who are offended, it annoys me that people try to pass it off. Well, oh, it's no big deal. Why is it not a big deal? Like, I don't care if you don't think it's a big deal. It's not your culture that finds it a big deal. Like, if a culture says, like, this is ours, like, as a Native American, if they say I'm offended that you think I'm a costume, that's it. There's no, oh, well, I think it's pretty, or, well, I didn't mean it. No, it doesn't matter. It's offensive. Drop it. Like, that's it. Like, there shouldn't be a debate. We shouldn't be saying, oh, well, this, oh, well, that. No. It's offensive. Don't do it. You know what? This video is going to be like 40 minutes if I get into this. So let's move on. Yeah, Manny says, what do you hate and love about living in New York City? I have a lot. I have a lot too. But technically, I don't live in New York City. I live in Long Island, but I went to school and I work in the city. So I know about the city. What I love about the city is that the city never sleeps. Like, you go to certain places in the country and everything's dead by like 10 p.m. But in the city, like, nothing starts until 11 p.m. Like, I can say at 12:15 in the morning, you know what, I feel like going out to a party, and I can guarantee you I'll find one. And there's just so much to do in the city, and for everyone. You know, you don't have to fit into a certain box to find something that you enjoy in New York City, whether it's fashion, sports, arts, comic books, whatever. Like, you'll find something that you like to do. Now, what I hate the most about New York City is public transportation. Jeez, and no one is driving from South Shore, Long Island to the city, so public transportation is the only option. And Jesus Christ, from the bus to the LIR to the subway, I hate them all. The LIR I hate the least. Because, well, the only thing I hate about the LIR is that it's not like the subway and the bus where you know one is coming in 15 to 20 minutes. The LIR, if you miss the LIR, like, you might as well just stay home because the next one isn't coming until an hour later, maybe an hour later. But that's pretty much what I dislike about it, and the fact that it's expensive as hell. The bus, I hate the fact that, like, literally the line for the bus can be wrapped all the way around the corner, and then when the bus comes, like, everyone who was back there wants to rush up to the front of the line like you weren't standing there the entire time, and then you just got to start elbowing people in the face to get on the bus. When you get on the bus, some people can sit down, some people can stand up. And the bus drivers driving in New York City itself is asking for a death wish. Y'all know what I mean. And when you can't find a seat on the bus, you're like, this is literally how you spend the whole bus ride. However, what I hate the most is the subway. I hate the subway. There's always construction going on. What they're fixing, I don't know. But there's always construction going on. And that ends up messing up your route because you have to take this train to get to that stop. And when you get to that stop, you should transfer to this train. But you can't take that train because that train's only going to this stop because that train is having construction too. So what turns out to should have been a 20-minute ride ends up being an hour-and-a-half long ride. And then there's the conditions of the subway. The smell alone is enough for you to not want to take the subway. And quick story, I'm on the phone with my mother waiting for the D train, and I feel something like brushing up against my foot. I look down and y'all, there was a rat just brushing up against my foot. When I say, like, my soul left my body, like the Lord came down, collected my soul, and then like halfway up there, yes, up there, I was like, you know what, I think I'll give it to her back. She can go back. And it came back into my body. Like, I screamed into that phone with my mother, and it's the subway, another reason why I don't like the subway. So when my mother hears her young adult daughter, I was gonna say teenage daughter, I'm not a teenager anymore, screaming, she automatically starts thinking the worst. She's like, oh my god, what's going on, like, she thinks I'm being kidnapped, and I'm like, no, it's just a rat. So she's looking at me like, really, Shanine? And I'm looking at her like, yes, really. So you're telling me you'd act perfectly fine if you looked down and saw a rat touching your foot, not just sitting next to it, touching your foot. And New York rats are not like normal rats, okay? That rat had on Tim's, okay? No, and what I hate the most about the subway, and I feel bad saying it because they are just out here like trying to raise money in a good way, but I hate Showtime. I hate, like, anytime, especially like when you're getting off work, like, I've after a long commute to get to work, you stay at work all day, the last thing you want to do is get on the subway, and now you have to worry about getting kicked in the face by Showtime. Okay? Anytime I'm on the train and I hear it's Showtime, all I'm thinking is like, show this L. Like, show these nuts to the door. Like, just, oh God, I can't. I can't. Vicky D says, what is your dream car? I have two. I have a, like, unrealistic dream car and then a semi-realistic dream car. Unrealistic would be a BMW X6 SUV. Jesus Christ, I'm in love with that car. A white one would like just, that'd be the end. I don't need anything else after that. The more realistic one would be a matte black 4-door Jeep Wrangler. Bro, that one's more realistic. Let's be honest. Zinab Lee, have you seen The Roommate's Friend from Hell at all? Like, came across her? Not that you would have acknowledged her either way. So after the big blowout with me and Chaclise, she pretty much stopped bringing her to the room. And then I believe the next school year she like transferred schools and I didn't see her again. There were like 1 or 2 times that I did see her after the blow up, but like you said, I didn't acknowledge her. So Maddie K says, what do you think is the biggest misconception about people who are dark skinned? I would say one of the biggest misconceptions is that we're jealous of people who were not dark skinned, basically lighter skinned people. On that Kylie video, a black woman, mind you, told me that it sounds like I'm just mad that I'm not a lighter skin tone. And I'm like, do you get a cookie for being a lighter skin tone? If I was a lighter skin tone, would someone come pay my student loans? No? Oh, okay then. And mind you, like, I've got no problem with my lighter skin tone sisters, but the ignorance there isn't, like, you don't win anything by being a certain, well, it might be privilege, but you don't win anything by being a different skin tone, so. Too Sweet Frosting says, are you into or getting into fitness? I do like fitness. It's just with my schedule, it's hard to maintain a fitness schedule. I literally just started working out again on Monday, and my goal is to work out Monday through Friday and then take the weekends off. So far, so good. So, yes, I'm into fitness. Leonique Peterson? My bad, girl. Do you have a boyfriend? No. Nobody wants my ass. Miriam Chubasi says, moving forward, what would you like to achieve with your channel and what kinds of content can we expect to see? Moving forward, I don't know. I just, like, I plan ahead, like, what videos I'm going to post, but I don't plan ahead, like, you know, like 2 years from now, like, what do I hope my channel is? And I'm pretty sure I should probably start doing that, but I have not. So I guess I'll say, like, I achieved to be happy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what I want to do with my career, so. But what you can expect to see is I will continue to do foundation hunts. I will continue to do lip swatches. I will continue to do product showdowns. I want to start doing more makeup videos. It's just like my surroundings that make that harder. So I have to, and more hair videos, but I have to, you know, work out like the mechanics of how to get that accomplished. There are 2 new series that I wanted to introduce to my channel. The first being, does this shit actually work? And basically that series would be about like beauty tools and things that get all this hype in the beauty industry. Like, does that actually work though, or is this just overhyped mess? And some of the things I was thinking about doing a video on are lip plumpers, oval brushes, that hair straightening brush thing. And the second one I wanted to do is If It Ain't Broke. And basically that series would be about certain companies tend to put out a product and then years later will release that same product but better, so they claim. So I wanted to do a series on, if I already have that product, getting the newer version of it and seeing, like, is it better, like, or if that saying is true, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see those new 2 series. If you like the series but you just don't like the name, let me know in the comments if you'd want to see that. Anoop Couture says, do you think it is possible that we could all evacuate Earth one day? Random, I know, but it's a question that I've been thinking about a lot. You know, I don't want to say never, just because, you know, a lot of things that, like, in the past, people were like, oh, that'll never happen. And now they're like, oh, shit, that actually happened. So never say never, but just know, if something were to happen where they they've proven that we can go live on another planet and there's a spaceship that's taking us there, just know I'm spending every dime that I have to sit in first class up out of here, all right? Especially with the way that things are going in this country right now with this election and just everything going on. I'm out of here. Diana Corona says, how was your college experience? Do you have any other crazy stories like the one in your story time? Do I have time for that? You know what? Let's go for it. Quick story time. Worst college party. See, I already lied. It's not quick at all. Worst college party. One of the worst I've ever been to. So it was a basement party, I guess you could call it, like the basement of a house. And I was with Shakleese, the roommate, and our friend Lacey. That should have been my first red flag that Lacey is the one who picked this party, because Lacey is the youngest out of all of us. So when we got there, everyone in that 99% of the people in that damn room were 17 to 18 years old, like Lacey. Mind you, at the time, between Lacey, Shakleese, and me, I was the oldest. I was 21? 20? No, I was 20 going on 21. I think I was turning 21 in like 2 weeks. So right off the bat, I'm like, all right, well, there's nothing for me to see here, because what am I going to do, go flirt with a 17-year-old boy? I think not. So the only thing I had to do at that point was just watch out for Lacey, because she is a freshman in college, and I just had to make sure she wasn't sipping on the wrong thing and make sure no guys tried it. So me and her are in like the corner of this basement, and this grown-ass man who was older than me, all right? That's why I said like 99% of the people there were 17 or 18. He looked older than me, and come to find out later, he was older than me. Like closes in on Lacey and has her like pinned with his arms around her head up against the wall. And I'm just looking like, I know he's not trying it right now. And Lacey's looking at me like, so you just gonna leave me here? Like, you ain't gonna slide up in this and break this up? And like the second I go to like move towards them, this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey ma, just like that, hey ma. And I'm like, he's like, are you a freshman? Does not give me the chance to answer and goes, I'm a freshman on campus. As if that was like the end all be all and I was supposed to faint when he said that. And I'm looking at him like, boy, I birthed you. Have a seat, all right? Don't try it with me. And he's like, yo, I can get you into all the parties. I can get you all types of liquor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking like, your 19-year-old self can get this girl who's turning 21 in like 2 weeks into all the parties, all the rage, and all the alcohol. So I'm doing my best to control myself and not make this little boy cry, and I'm assuming he got tired of the either short answers or no answers that I was giving him, and he just starts moving in towards my face. Yep, my neck still hurts to this day with the quickness that I moved away from him. Like, you really tried it. You really tried it. However, when I was trying to, like, you know, come back from the jolting movement, I couldn't really fully move, and I'm like, what is going on? Y'all, my hair got stuck in the sunglasses that he was wearing in this party. Yeah, this basement party in the dark, yeah, my hair got caught in his sunglasses, and I'm just like, this is my life. Like, go out, they said. You'll have fun, they said. So now I'm like, great. Now I've got to get my hair out of his sunglasses. And this is when the little boy in him finally comes out. He starts shaking up and down. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And that wouldn't have been an issue, other than the fact that my hair is still stuck in his sunglasses. So he's moving like da-da-da-da-da, and my hair is moving like da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm looking at him like, boy, if you don't stop moving so I can remove myself from your sunglasses and we can carry on like this never happened. So he wouldn't stop moving. I am over this. Lacey's still looking at me like, so, like, what you gonna do about this? Like, this guy is still talking in my face. So I did what I had to do. I gave myself enough room and just yanked back really hard, ripping out sections of my hair. It's alright, you know, it's alright. I got a little bit to spare. But yeah, it was worth it because we were no longer attached and he was so embarrassed that he ran away. Come to find out that the guy who had approached Lacey was the cousin of the guy who approached me. So I don't know if that's how they operate. Like, I'll go approach this girl and you go talk to her friend so she can't come interrupt me. But either way, we laughed at the both of them on the way home. Lou Parker says, if you would be a chair and have any celeb sit on your face, who would it be? Be honest. I don't know. I can't think of any male crush that I would have sit on my face because most of them disappoint me. Like, that's why I try hard not to have a male crush, because I'll have one and then he'll do something and I'm just like, that was stupid. Like, it was so stupid, you're not cute anymore. So they just ruin it for me, so I try not to have them. And the ones that I still do like are married, and I just feel weird saying things about guys who are married. It's like, you're married. Ew. But that being said, the celeb that I would pick, mind you, this has nothing to do on like attraction or any damn thing like that. The celeb I would pick would be Cat Williams, just because I feel like being his chair for the day, I would get to hear so much about the craziness that is his life that I wouldn't mind being, he could sit on my face for the day, just so I could hear, you know, about his recent arrests or whatever crazy thing that he's got going on. I would just love to hear it. It's kind of the equivalent to being a fly on the wall for me. So that is it for this Q&A. I had a lot of fun answering these questions, and I hope you guys got to learn a little bit more about me. If I did not answer your question, just know like it'll be answered in a future video, or if it was more specific just to you, I'll go back into those comments and answer your question specifically. Other than that, make sure to go check out the other related videos. Keep your eyes out for videos that might answer your question in the future. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Baby, I like your style.